Okay, so there's been reports that Rolly Romero will be Manny Pacquiao's next opponent, and the sort of questions being asked around, would Rolly be an easier opponent for Manny Pacquiao over a Barrios rematch? Now, there's a part of me that says yes, this would be an easier fight because you look at Rolly's resume and you see he's really not beat anyone at a super high level apart from his last fight against Ryan Garcia, which was at welterweight, to be fair. But notably, Rolly Romero's lost to Tank, lost to Pitbull, and then this fight against Ryan Garcia. He won the fight against Ryan Garcia, but in my opinion, wasn't a super dominant performance. I know he dropped Ryan Garcia early on with a clean shot, clean hook to the head. I think it was a double hook to the head and dropped him. But it wasn't like Rolly steamrolled Ryan Garcia. It was a fight where Ryan Garcia was definitely in the fight and was throwing punches back. Rolly won the fight because he was pushing the pace and was initiating more often, which, to be fair, would be the route to victory against Pacquiao. Push the pace, throw first, engage. Don't let Manny Pacquiao box in spots like Barrios was letting Manny do. And that's why, in my opinion, Manny should have won that fight, is that he was picking his moments and was nicking rounds. Well, not nicking, but stealing those rounds, right? But then you compare it to Barrios, and you look at Barrios's most notable win is probably your Dennis Ugas, which is that name and that boxer and that resume. That's probably the best. That's better than anyone that Ryan Garcia had. Not Ryan Garcia. That's better than anyone that Rolly Romero has on his resume. Your Dennis Ugas, right? Your Dennis Ugas is a veteran, slick, crafty boxer. Very good boxer. Lost a few times now, but trickier and would give anyone a hard day, on his day, right? But yeah, I think Rolly Romero, I think that's a good fight for Pat Manny next, to be honest, because Rolly's a young guy, physical, he's going to come to fight, unlike Barrios, but he's beatable. He's definitely beatable, and there's definitely gaps there that I see, even from that win against Ryan Garcia, where Romero's still there to be hit. Like I said, even if he's able to sort of initiate and throw those combos, if Manny can Manny's a southpaw, if Manny can keep getting that outside foot control and Rolly's coming in, Manny can counter him with a left down the pipe and probably drop him. And if Manny drops you and then, he can either do to Rolly what he did to Keith Thurman, where he dropped him early, took the, wind out of his sails and then just boxed in moments throughout the rest of that fight and win that fight, or he can just turn the pressure on and finish him. I don't see Manny finishing anyone in this stage of his career, but stranger things have happened, right? That is a more interesting fight to me than a Barrios rematch. Almost because, in my opinion, because Manny won that fight, I don't really want to see it again, but I understand commercially it was a draw, so you want to run it back. I understand that. But I think the build-up will be good as well. I think Rolly's gonna, get in those press conferences. He's gonna talk his shit. He's gonna get to it. I think that's an interesting fight for me. Yeah, in my opinion, I'd prefer to see that over a Barrios rematch. I know Barrios is a world champion, so that again is another thing that stands in Barrios' favour to get the rematch. It was a draw. He's a world champion. I understand why that would be more attractive to Manny Pacquiao, but that Romero fight, there's something there. There's something there in my opinion. But I'd be curious to know what you guys think. Do you think Rolly should fight Manny next, or do you think Manny should rematch Barrios? I'd be curious to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.